Hello there, and welcome to the Portion Sizes for Preschoolers section of Health Bites. In this section, we're going to talk about the food guide pyramid, appropriate portion sizes for your preschooler, that's ages 3 to 5, reading nutrition labels, where juice and water fit in, and more. Our friends in the newsroom will help present this section, and it starts now.
With obesity affecting more and more Americans, many people just like you are turning to portion sizes to curb this troubling trend. Just what are portion sizes, and why do they matter? That's what you'll discover on this edition of Health Bites News Now.
Live from Health Bites headquarters, this is Health Bites News Now.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Health Bites News Now. I'm Michelle Bailey.
And I'm Don Ronald. Portion is the word we use for how much you or your child eats at one time. Now, at any given meal, you may sometimes double up on portions, or you may eat just a half a portion. And we'll get into all of that a little later.
That's right, Don. But before you learn about portions and the correct portion sizes, there's something else you should be aware of: my pyramid. It's important for children to get a good variety of all the different food groups found in my pyramid.
There's the grains group, where you'll find whole grains like whole wheat flour, oatmeal, and brown rice, and refined grains like refined cornmeal, white bread, and white rice. The vegetables group, which happens to be my favorite, Michelle, including lettuce greens, broccoli, spinach, kale, and cauliflower, and the fruits group, where you'll find apples, bananas, watermelon, peaches, and strawberries.
Then you have the milk group, which includes milk, cheese, and yogurt, followed by the meat and beans group, where there's chicken, beef, pork, tuna, eggs, lentils, black beans, and peanuts.
The last two groups are oils, where you'll find cooking oil and many salad dressings, and finally the solid fats and added sugars group, with the things that should be extremely limited in everyone's diets, like butter, cookies, candy, potato chips, and sugary drinks. As I said before, it's important that you and your child get a good variety of food from all the food groups. But there's a limit to how much you and your preschooler should eat. That's where we get into portions, how much you or your child should eat at one time. For more on the portions, we'll send it over to Julia Christina in the Health Bites Nutrition Center with more. Over to you, Julia.
Thanks, Don. Before I show you the actual portion sizes, there are a couple things you should know about portions. First, your preschooler doesn't need as much on his plate as you do. So keep that in mind as we go through the portion sizes here. And second, it's best to serve these portions on smaller dishes and to let your child eat with smaller utensils. This helps prevent overeating because there's less on your child's plate and will help keep your preschooler healthy. And remember, you can always give seconds if your child wants it. Okay, so the first group is the grains group, and your preschooler needs 5 ounces of grains split into 5 portions throughout the day. A portion could be a slice of good whole grain bread like this, 4 heaping spoonfuls of rice, or a cup of dry cereal. All are equivalent to about 1 ounce. That's the grains group. Again, 5 ounces split into 5 portions throughout the day. And if you can, you'll want to stick to whole grains. Those are the healthiest. Now, moving on to our vegetables here. Your preschooler needs 1½ cups of vegetables split into 3 portions throughout the day. So the portion would be equal to a ½ cup of vegetables. That's the same as about a fist-size amount of broccoli, 4 heaping spoonfuls of zucchini, or a ½ cup of tomatoes like these.
Julia, can I just interject here? I have a quick question. You mentioned that a preschooler needs 5 1-ounce portions of grains every day, right?
That's right.
Okay, well, what if I wanted to, say, serve 2 ounces of grains at dinner? Is it okay to double up on portions as long as the preschooler still gets the recommended amount during the day?
That's a great question. And yes, it's okay. As long as they're getting the recommended amount throughout the day, your child can certainly double up on portions. Maybe he'd have 1 portion of grains at breakfast, 1 as a snack, 1 at lunch, and 2 at dinner. That would come out to 5 ounces, split into 5 portions.
You mentioned snacks there. Do you actually want children to snack?
Believe it or not, yes. We encourage 2 healthy snacks every day: crisp fruits or vegetables, or perhaps some yogurt, or maybe some whole wheat crackers. Snacks are great as long as they're healthy.
Thanks for clearing that up for me. I see you're with the fruits now.
Yes, on to the fruits. The portion sizes for these are actually the same as vegetables. Your preschooler needs 1 1/2 cups of fruit every day, split into 3 portions. So a portion equal to a 1/2 cup could be half an apple, a 1/2 cup of banana slices, or half an orange, sliced and peeled like this one is. Now to the milk group here. Your preschooler needs 2 cups a day, split into 4 1/2-cup portions. A 1/2 cup portion is equal to 4 ounces of milk, a 1/2 slice of cheese, 3 dice-sized cubes of cheese, or a 4-ounce cup of yogurt. Again, all are equal to about a 1/2 cup, and your preschooler needs 4 1/2-cup portions a day.
Julia, let's go back to the milk that you mentioned just before. Now, you just say milk. Is this any kind of milk, or is one milk better for a preschooler than another?
Good point. I was just about to mention that actually. We recommend that parents offer their preschoolers low-fat or fat-free milk, yogurt, and cheese. Whole milk contains more fat than children older than 2 need, so low-fat or fat-free milk is best, definitely. Now let's move to the meat and beans group. It's 4 ounces split into 4 portions throughout the day, so each portion will be about 1 ounce. This is about the same as an ounce of chopped up chicken, 1 egg, or a 1/2 cup of beans. All of this information is available for you in our fridge notes, and they can also be found online at mypyramid.gov. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Julia. Coming up on Health Bites News Now, fruit juice and water and what they mean for your preschooler.
And we'll also learn about nutrition labels. What do they have to do with portion sizes? That's next. We'll be right back.
In a world where kids' meals are too big and pasta is piled too high, only one person stands in the way between enormous portion sizes and your preschooler. You. Restaurants serve big portions. Too big.
No! We need smaller portions!
Be on the lookout for big portions at restaurants. Even kids' meals are often way too big. Substitute a small salad or some fruit instead of unhealthy French fries. And a healthy meal with the right portions is within reach.
Yes, Mom. All in a day's work, sweetheart.
Healthy meals and the right portions. Coming soon to a mealtime near you.
Welcome back to Health Bites News Now. I'm Michelle Bailey.
And I'm Don Ronald. We've learned that preschoolers don't need to eat as much as we adults do, so their portion sizes should be smaller. But you may be surprised to learn that nutrition labels, where you can find suggested serving sizes, are often misleading. Nutrition labels are found on just about every package of the food you buy at the store. They are a wealth of nutrition information, showing you everything from fat content to calories and even serving sizes. But you should know that often, the standard serving sizes listed on the nutrition label aren't the right portion sizes for you, and especially your child.
Preschoolers don't need to eat as much as you or I do, so many people I teach don't realize that the serving size listed on the nutrition label isn't the right amount for everyone in their home. For example, my 4-year-old's portion sizes would be less than mine. It's something all parents need to be aware of, that your preschooler's portion sizes should be smaller than what's listed on the nutrition label.
Ms. Rodriguez went on to say that nutrition labels are meant to be more of a helpful guideline than a strict amount to follow. Michelle?
Thanks, Don. Well, all this talk of food and portion sizes is making me hungry and thirsty. Let's send it over to Mark Brown, who's got some good information about beverages. Mark?
Thanks, Michelle. That's right. As you can see, this is a glass of water. Now, we hear all the time that as adults, we need to drink lots of water during the day. But what about your preschooler? Well, experts say that water should only be given after your preschooler has had the recommended amounts of milk and juice for the day.
Mark, that's very interesting. But you mentioned fruit juice. I didn't realize fruit juice was okay for a preschooler.
Fruit juice is okay, Don, but there are some important things to know. First, it should be 100% fruit juice only. That's all WIC provides, and that's the only kind your preschooler should drink. 100% fruit juice. And the other thing is that they only need about 4 ounces of juice per day. They shouldn't drink any more than that. And if the parent wants to water the juice down, that actually helps decrease the amount of calories and will help make it go further.
I see. 4 ounces of fruit juice is equivalent to about 1 portion of fruits, right?
That's right. But again, as long as it's 100% fruit juice. So just to recap here, your preschooler can have water as long as he's already gotten his 2 cups of milk and 4 ounces of juice for the day. And fruit juice should be 100% fruit juice only, limited to, again, 4 ounces per day. I'm Mark Brown for Health Bites News Now.
Thanks, Mark. That'll do it for this edition of Health Bites News Now.
But before we go, let's run through the day's top stories one more time. We learned about the food groups and My Pyramid found online. Then Julia Christina taught us the importance of portion sizes and displayed the appropriate portions in each food group. She also reminded us that your preschooler should eat on smaller plates and use smaller utensils.
We then talked to a WIC dietitian who said that often the serving sizes listed on the nutrition label aren't the right portion sizes for your preschooler. Parents need to watch out for that.
And finally, Mark Brown taught us that any juice given should be 100% fruit juice, and your preschooler should get no more than 4 ounces every day. And any water given should be only after your preschooler has had the recommended amount of milk and juice for the day. Until next time, remember those portion sizes, and we'll see you on the next edition of Health Bites News Now. So long.
Stay tuned because the learning doesn't stop here. Games and entertaining videos are up next, and you'll even have the opportunity to put what you've learned to the test.